Hey guys, Joby Zombie here, and I apologise this video is a little late. It's kind of like 2 days late. Because I recently, 2 days ago actually, watched Dead Rising. Watched her. What are my thoughts on it? I loved it. I thought it was a blast actually. Really probably the best zombie film I've seen this year. The plan was to see Dead Snow 2 this year, but I don't know if this can top Dead Snow 2, because to be honest, this is the zombie film I really wanted. Like, this is like, it's like a modern day zombie film, but it's done the correct way. This is now coming from a zombie fan. I'm gonna get so much shit for this. Go ahead, throw that shit at me. I don't care. I loved it. I thought it was a blast. The acting was really good. The zombies look great. The storyline, brilliant. Everything about it was just absolutely fantastic. The only thing I have a complaint is Rob Riggle as Frank West was good. Don't get me wrong about that. But Frank West does not encounter one zombie in this film. Kind of disappointment, because, you know, in the first game that started it all, he was the main character, he was the protagonist, he was the person who, you know, came back with all the survivors, killed a load of zombies in the process, and he didn't even kill one in this film. He's basically just ranting on about his book, which I will get to in a minute. But apart from that, good supporting characters, good main characters. I gotta mention the psychopath in this person. I'll get to the main characters in a second. But the main psychopath in this, probably the best actor in the film, I would say. His name is, his real name is Alex Paunovic. I think I'm pronouncing that wrong. I don't know. Paunovic. Anyway, he plays a psychopath in this film. Wow, he's mean as hell in this. It's kind of like this. I would say this whole film is based around Dead Rising 3, because it's set in the city. And it's kind of like a crossover between Dead Rising 2 as well, because they're in the city, they're looking for Zombrex. Fortune City actually does like pop up. One of the characters mentions Fortune City, and it's a crossover between the first one because Frank West talks about Willamette, but the whole storyline, I think, is personally close to Dead Rising 3, because you've got the psychopaths. Well, the main psychopath in the film wears like a fluffy coat, and he's got the markings on his face, kind of like the guy from Dead Rising 3, the psychopath, which I haven't really played Dead Rising 3 enough, to be honest, actually. I played it once, completed it once, and then after that I just forgot about it. It's my least favourite in the series, but I need to give it a go again. So I just wish I could pronounce that guy's name, Alex Paunovic. I'm just going to say it's Paunovic. Great actor. So the basis of this film is you've got a character named Chase, who's a reporter, and he's trying to uncover the story of the Zombrex. And along the way, he's doing this with his friend Jordan, played by, I'm just looking up on the internet, Keegan Connor Tracy, and she's kind of like the female version of Frank West. She's like a reporter, a journalist. And yes, Frank West does mention that he's covered wars. As soon as I heard that, I was like, well, they've done their homework. They know what they're doing. Very good acting from both Chase, from the actor who played Chase, and from Keegan, who played Jordan. Very good acting. I think the person who played Chase was Jesse McCalfy. Yeah. Yeah, really good acting. Virginia Madsen's in this as well, and for many horror fans, she was in Candyman, who's also Michael Madsen's sister, which great because Michael Madsen's a great actor. But off topic, favourite scenes, definitely the one where Frank West is talking about his book. I'm just going to move that out of the way, sorry about that. Frank West is talking about his book because he's in the new studio and all he brags on about is his book, as if he's like, oh, I survived the Willamette zombie outbreak, I'm the greatest person alive, you know, and he's a nuisance in this basically, he gets on your nerves, but he's great. Rob Riggle as Frank West is actually very good. He hasn't got the jacket on like in the first one, he's got the suit on like from Off the Record. I like the part when he goes, because the news reporter's talking to him, and she's like, the news reporter, I think, if I'm not mistaken, was Susan. Was it? Yes, it was. It was Susan. And she's saying to him, so, Frank, what are your thoughts on this zombie outbreak, or something like that? And he goes, are there any chances of surviving in a zombie outbreak? And he goes, you're basically fucked. And that I just laughed at that, because it's like, oh, well, there we go. And that's how the news reporter reacted. She was like, that's great. Like that. And there's a scene where, again, she's talking to Frank, and he's like, am I the only one who knows zombies about here? Or something like that. I think he says, am I the only one who knows about zombies around here? That's what he says. But the bit that cracked me up the most is probably where Frank is boasting on about his book, and he comes across, well, basically it shows a picture of the book, and it's got a cover of the US Xbox 360 cover of the first Dead Rising game, because the UK cover was just like the zombies coming at the screen of the case. Man, I can't talk today. Of the case. The US cover was a picture of Frank West holding up a TV about to smash it on a zombie's head. That was the cover that made it onto the book in the film. I just laughed at that. I was just thinking, oh, there we go, they're paying homage. But the best homage, one of the psychopaths is playing Dead Rising 3 in like their hideout, and I was thinking, oh my god, this film has so many homages to the franchise. Yeah, Dead Rising 3 is the best zombie film I've seen this year. But I can't end the review without saying my favourite zombie kills. There was a few good ones, but I can't really remember them. There's a whole, I mean, they do combine weapons in this film, and when Chase comes out of the shop with his sledgehammer and cement saw, I was thinking, well, that's it. Homage to Dead Rising 3 straight away. So he's slicing and dicing, and then it eventually like runs out of, I think it was like fuel or power or whatever. It runs out of power, so he has no choice but to drop it. And he takes out like a secondary weapon from his backpack, but the zombies are pulling at his jacket, and he's got no choice but to drop that as well. And so he's got to use the items around him. There we go, Dead Rising. The only way to survive is to grab whatever you can get your hands on. And he does put a cone over a zombie's head, and I'm thinking, traffic cone over a zombie's head. Classic Dead Rising. He does wear a shirt with like the little, I can't really use this word because it's copyrighted. I'm just going to say Lego Man, like the yellow Lego character. He wears that in the film. There is a zombie clown in it, and as soon as I saw that, I was thinking, yep, Adam. But, you know, there's no Adam character in the film. But the way it opens, it basically opens where Chase is being chased by a horde of zombies, and he opens the gate, shuts himself in, and it's like an alleyway, and he locks himself in by wedging a screwdriver in between the gate. and the lock. And so he obviously, comes into an encounter with the clown zombie and a policeman zombie. And it's nice to see that they've put a policeman zombie in a Dead Rising game, because you see them everywhere in the Dead Rising games, mainly 1 and 3. So the way the zombie clown was killed, I think that was pretty good actually, because you don't actually see what happened to the zombie clown in the start of the film. It's like one of those. These are really hard to explain, but I love how it's done. It's like those films where it shows the opening and then it just ends, and then halfway through the film it continues the opening, and so you're like, oh, that's what he was running from. Oh, that's that. And, if that makes any sense, I apologise if it doesn't. But it's like one of those. The way the zombie clown was killed, it basically gets rammed by a. That sounds so fucking wrong. It gets rammed by a truck. I was finding this really hard actually, because. Yep, that sounds wrong as well. Fuck's sake. Because his head got rammed into a truck, and then as the truck reversed, his head just kind of went with it, and it just came off his neck. I was thinking, what? Why? Like that, it's just one of them moments. So, Dead Rising Watchtower, definitely, it needs to go on that shelf there, where Gizmo is. It needs to go on that shelf. Even though it's an online film, if this does not get an international release, which it won't, if it doesn't come on DVD, that's what I'm saying. I don't care about Blu-ray. If it doesn't come on a versatile disc or anything like that, I will be so pissed off, because I want it to be on the shelf and say, oh, this is my zombie collection. I've got Dead Rising and yeah. I don't want to just, here's my zombie collection. I'm going to go over to my favourites now and click on Dead Rising Watchtower. That's part of my zombie collection. No, it's not. If it's part of my zombie collection, I want it on disc. Sorry to go on a tangent there, but that's how I feel. So Dead Rising Watchtower, definitely the best zombie film I have seen this year. Please come on DVD. I am begging you. I'm going to be so pissed if this doesn't. Anyway, this has been a review, or my thoughts, on Dead Rising Watchtower. Thank you for watching, and I will see you very shortly with more videos. I shall catch you laters.